Hello, my name is Artxx and welcome to my first YouTube video, a late Inktober tour. Inktober is basically a month in October where artists create artworks based on the prompt list. I participated in this challenge last year but fell off after day 6, which actually resulted in only 3 artworks since I was combining prompts. This year I was determined to do better and I really think I did. So as you can see, I have 2 sketchbooks out. One is the Etchr's cold press watercolor sketchbook, and the other one is the Ohuhu Marker sketch pad. I end up switching between the two due to time constraints, which is also what I'll be doing for this video so that the prompts that I did are shown in order. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with the first prompt, dream. Ignore this day for a moment, we'll come back to it. For now, we'll just go focus on day 1, dream. I had so much excitement starting with this piece. I did a little bit of thumbnailing before settling on the idea of a dream eater bunny. This is the second time of painting a bunny on clouds in this sketchbook, and it most likely won't be the last. This work did end up taking 2 days, mainly because of the time it takes for watercolor to dry and the fact that I don't have a hand dryer that I can use to quickly dry up the paint, and also a bit of procrastination. And also me getting distracted already on the first day of the challenge, which did kind of set the energy for the following days of the challenge. Okay, moving on to day 2. Switching to the marker pad to show day 2. I decided to switch to markers because, as I said before, the first piece took 2 days to do. So to kind of beat the time constraints, I decided to switch to a medium that wouldn't take too long to dry. I also decided to challenge myself and draw a hand for this piece. You know the saying that artists struggle to draw hands? I am one of those artists. I remember telling myself in September that I was going to draw some hands for Inktober, and I'm actually surprised at myself for doing so. Also really liked how the spider turned out for this. And also you can see the mini spider that I drew on the hand here in its mini spider web. It's probably after this point where things started to go downhill, as you will soon see. Switching sketchbooks again to day 4. I skipped day 3, even though I had a thumbnail sketch out for it. I just didn't feel like drawing it. So for day 4, I decided to switch to a different prompt list. I was originally going to merge days from Inktober and days from Gristtober. Gristtober is a prompt challenge from Lord _Grist on Instagram. But I wasn't really feeling the prompt for day 4 on either of those lists, so I decided to add another prompt list, which is by Judy Blue on Instagram. I'll insert the prompt list over here. So for her prompt of the day was, I don't know why I wrote moon. I think it's moon. It's either moon or scorpion, either one. I'm a scorpion moon, which is how the idea for this piece came about. Not really satisfied with how the scorpion turned out, specifically because of the outlining that I did for the body. But I am fine with how everything else turned out, especially the moon and the little paint splatters that I included. I might come back and redraw this as a tattoo design, because I really do like how it turned out. Switching back to the sketchbook and moving on to day 5. Now for day 5, as you can see, is another hand. I was recently watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I recall when Sukuna, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, don't come for me if I'm not, when Sukuna ate a finger through Yuji's hand, which is where the mouth and the tongue sticking out came from. Basically the inspiration for this piece. I wanted to do something for the background, so I decided to include these weird diamond shaped thingies. Also, I felt myself gravitating towards the color red, so I decided to use that as my pop of color for this piece, as you can see, as the red diamonds and the moth. It almost feels like for every other piece I will be switching between sketchbooks, so I hope you guys are okay with that. Anywho, for day 7 and 8, and I say that because as you can see on the dates, I did do these two at the same time. Can you tell which one I spent the most effort in? For day 7, as you can see, I'm drawing some more hands, and I decided to use purple as my pop of color for this piece. I am really proud of this piece, considering the fact that watercolor is not really an easy medium for me. So I'm really proud of me taking the initiative to draw a portrait in watercolor. I really am proud of how it turned out, and I really like the dripping effect that it did on her skin. Now for day 8, yeah, don't look at that. But now for real, I did kind of started to experience a bit of burnout on day 8, which you can see by me giving up on the child's face. It's all good. These paintings were kind of taking too long to complete, and I did kind of get a little bit fed up at this point. Obviously didn't put much effort into the child's face, and I also decided to skip day 9 and 10 to give myself a bit of a break and to de-stress. Now moving on to day 11, I originally had another idea for this prompt. I originally was going to create some type of tattoo design that incorporate the words. Don't know where the idea came from. The dream was kind of hectic, as my dreams usually are, but I do remember this door, so I decided to draw that for day 11. Okay, moving on to day 12. Day 12 stone, which came from Judy Blue's prompt list. As soon as I saw the word, I immediately thought of gargoyle. I decided to use this model as a reference and got to designing and sketching. I really like how I depicted the cracks in her skin. I don't know if I overdid it, but at the same time, I'm fine with it. Moving on to day 16 Angel. Let's move this to the side. Here is my first 2-page spread for this challenge. When I saw the prompt, I wanted to do a character with brown skin, because usually angels are depicted with fair skin or light skin, or I guess sometimes clear skin, and I wanted to do brown skin this time. I did spend quite a bit of time on the wings, as you can see, even though I was trying to tell myself to begin simplifying future pieces, because I was taking much more time than I would have liked on each piece. I'm really proud of how this one turned out, even though the shading on the bandage didn't turn out quite as I imagined. Okay, switching to watercolor now. Skipping day 17 and 18. Ignore the fact that it says day 22. Based on how burnt out I was getting my days mixed up. This is supposed to say day 19, not day 22. I didn't do day 22. Anywho, for day 19, another 2-page spread. I took my own reference for this one, for the hand. I couldn't find a reference on Etchr that had the pose that I was looking for. But I really love how the layering on the tentacles turned out, especially the gradients that I had. Well, the gradients that I tried to do. It's not too detailed, and that's probably what I like most about it. I did debate on whether I should add a pop of color or not, but I decided I was satisfied with the monochrome scheme. Skipping day 20 and 21, we move on to the last 3 prompts of this sketchbook. Starting with day 23, Celestial. You could barely see it, but yeah, it's Celestial. Bit of dust on here. For this prompt, I wanted the constellations and the markings on the girl's face to kind of pop out when you look at it. So I decided to use a hot pink color, kind of like a bright, well, not really bright, but like a purple color against dark skin so that it kind of pops out. I also use acrylic paint for the star splatters, and as you can kind of tell, it did get a bit of everywhere. Unfortunately, some of the paint splatters got on my laptop, also got on my phone. I was able to clean the ones off of my phone, but I will have to go back and clean the ones that got on my laptop. Hopefully I can get them off without messing up my laptop. Okay, next prompt, day 26, Eyes. I think this one is probably my favorite one out of all the sketches that I did. I really like the concept of the eyeballs inside of the flower's center. I feel like this is something that could be like a future tattoo design. It's definitely another one that I will redraw or redraw/redesign in the future using ink. Another thing that I seem to be drawing a lot besides hands for this challenge are diamonds. Just something to note. And then finally, the last prompt, day 30, Heart. At this point, I was experiencing major burnout and wanted to be done with this challenge, but at the same time wanted to draw something for the prompt Fire and Frost. Burnout ended up winning, unfortunately, and I end up with this cut off hands playing the harp. It's also my last set of hands that I drew for this challenge. Not just cut off hands, but cut off doll hands, as you can see by the separation of the digits. I think they're called digits. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mini sketchbook tour. Tell me which piece is your favorite in the comments. I'm excited to see where this YouTube journey will take me, and I hope you guys will be willing to stick around for it. Till next time, bye!